Hey guys, well, it's Dale. Made it in the dyno room with Mr. Green. I've had my heaters in here on all day. Finally, it's 75 degrees in here, so we're going to be in pretty good shape, I think. Very low humidity. We're going to go ahead and do some testing with the Black Widow 4-2-1 before I send the ECU off to Chris Moore. And I'm going to put on my different mufflers, well, 14 and 10. But I got to get everything warmed up. Got to run it a while, get the dyno all juiced up, chain warmed up, get everything set up correctly, and then make sure I repeat. Hopefully around 78 to 80 degrees. What I use is 5th gear with the traction control turned off. And what do? I start with about the 2nd bar, just when the 3rd bar flickers on, and do my pulls. And that's a really good way I found to keep it totally constant. So, you know, you get a pretty accurate test that way of repeating. So, it'll take a while. So, I'm going to warm the bike up. I'm going to set this down. It's going to be a little jittery. Okay. And do my best. Mr. Cameraman here, Mr. Dyno, Mr. Everything. Peace. Let's put a little heat in it. Haven't even started it yet. Just checking the dyno. I haven't used it in a few months. Okay, first pull with the 10-inch bad boy. Okay, so that was just the warm-up pulls. That was about 106. I made 109 before with the other header, but it doesn't mean anything yet. Everything's got to warm up. I still got to get a few more degrees in here, get it around 78. And now the chain, the tranny, the oil, the dyno, the drum, everything's warmed up. So as soon as I get the temperature up more, the next runs and stuff, session of runs. I usually do 3 or 4 pulls per session with about a 10-minute cool down and control the room. So we're not even close to where optimal will be yet, but anyway, it sure sounds good. Okay, I'm gonna shut this thing off for now. Be back. Well, here's those very first pulls. Okay, bike made about 100 horsepower bone stock in here, but can't really judge these yet. There's 2 to 3 more horsepower in here just by getting the temperature up, but the graph looks real nice. There's your horsepower graph, torque graph. Those are all 3 pulls laid over the first 3. So look at that. Okay, see right here, this is probably the secondaries are closed up in here, and then when it hits the rev limit up in that area, this is 9,000 RPM, so see, peak. So I set it up already. Here's your air fuel, and actually it's not that bad. It's really lean on light throttle. That's what I was looking at. You saw me looking over there, and that little blurble between 6 and 7 when you're on-off throttle. Okay, I think I can get rid of most all that without shutting the fuel off completely. The fuel cut off. Yeah. In the lower RPMs, it's real lean. It's 14.5, 15 to 1 when you're just putting along, you know, 4 grand and under, 3,500 and under. But that little blurble is between 5,800 to 7 grand on off. That should be able to be tuned out. So, but this isn't bad. When you first lay into the throttle right here, that's at 2,500, right? And they always have to recover there, but this over here, let me see here. You know, so the red, you know, that's 13 to 1. So it's at 15 to 1 right there when you first nail it. So we can clean that up, get it down closer to 13 to 1. But, and it's lean here. This is 14 to 1 up here. So it's still pretty good right there, though. It's, you know, for bone stock with just the O2 in it. It's a decent curve. It comes over here, it's about 13.5. But then around 7 grand, it actually starts going rich. It's 13, it's 12.9, 12.8, and then of course right up here it's hitting the rev limit right in there. See, the rev limiter, the tach is always about 500 RPM higher than the actual RPM. This is real here. See? So there's more in it, but that's pretty good for bone stock. As far as the air fuel. Cruising, light throttle, not so good. All right, set it down, come back. Okay guys, I just made 3 more pulls with the 10-inch bad boy. Here's the temperature in here now. It's getting close, real close right now, 77. So, what did I tell you? So, I said the dyno needs to be warmed up, the chain, the wheel bearings, the drum in the dyno, the engine oil. Alright, usually it takes at least the 2nd session, maybe 3rd session. I let the thing sit for about 10 minutes. So we're going to let this thing cook here. I want to get the engine heat down so I can start at 2 bars if I can. Around starting at 3 bars seems to be optimal. Okay, 3 to 4, and then you do your 3 pulls. After that, the engine starts getting too hot and it starts falling off. Plus the air box, all the air on the air box starts getting real hot. But anyway, here we go. What was I saying? Boom, 3 horsepower. So there's 109, 06. They're not in order. 57 is the next one. 108, 72. and then it repeated a 107 on the last one. Okay, so that 109.06 and 70.61, I made 109 best with the Lextech header. So what was I telling you? So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna keep running it until I get the best 3 poles. Probably be the next session. I gotta get that up another degree or 2. It might not help, but 79 to 80 is the best in here with this bike. And I'm lucky I was able to get that today because it's still pretty cool outside. So anyway, what we'll do is when we're all done, then we'll lay over the other graph of the Lextech header, and we'll just see the power and torque curve, you know. Nothing's touched on either of them. It's a stock fueling. So that'll be interesting to see what the torque's like, and you know, highs and lows, and if there's very much difference. But what did I tell you when I was working on the bike? They're going to be within 1 horsepower. Well, actually, they're within the same horsepower. But okay, I'll be back. Okay, guys, it's noisy in here. I got everything ready. We're hitting our target temperature. Okay. The thing's flickering between 2 and 3 bars. One more time. 10-inch bad boy. Real quick, we got to hit our window here. Right on. There you go. Raw footage. No BS. Boom, boom, boom. And that's what you call repeating and doing it properly to make it repeat. So even on the 3rd pole, which is the one in the middle, it always does that for some reason. I got to correct it. It's still 109 every run. That's really good. See, this is what this motor likes in my room. I'm telling you, 79 to 81 degrees. I might do one more. We're so close to getting 110. But that's just, you know, for fun. It means nothing. Okay, let's get out of here. Gotta hold the camera at the same time. Go to graphs. Okay, there they are again. Let's put a double screen. Here's your airflow down here. So see, it's all repeating. The first time it's going to be even leaner, I found, on anything. It's when you first nail it, the cool air around the airbox and the heat from the motor starts building in, and that's more accurate. But see, that's still 15 to 1. But you got to remember, most guys that run a dyno, they don't start it. I'm starting at 2400 RPM. I kind of want to see what it's doing down there too, even though it doesn't really matter. It allows you to clean that up down there to give it better response right down off the bottom. But then it starts cleaning up, and it's lean. That's 14 to 1, but at least it's not all kitty wampus all over the place. The O2 is trying to do its job. But upstairs, boy, that sucker starts going rich. It's down here, it's 13 to 1, and then it's like 12.9, 12.9, and then here's your rev limiter. So, pretty impressive though, for it to repeat like that. That's pretty good. Right, well, I'm going to shut this off because that's what I'm going to do next. Okay guys, one more last session with the 10-inch bad boy. I'm going to let you watch the screen now. So you can watch the air feel on the right, the RPM, mile per hour. Here we go.